Folks, we're discussing the NG-CDF, the NG-AAF, and of course the Senate Oversight Fund, and whether or not we need them and whether they should be redeployed, and so many things. But before we went on break, there's a gentleman here by the name of Mulamba who was about to give us his fiery comments on this. Let's hear from Mulamba, let's hear from Jerry, and then we go around the room as well. Please.
Well, the NG-CDF came to solve a problem that had bedeviled this country for a long time, and that is the situation was that the country was developed unequitably. There was a development disparity in almost every other part of the country. Secondly, there was a bureaucracy on the flow of funds from the national government to the grassroots level. And then the MPs also felt too pressured by the communities to always fundraise and hold Harambes for community projects. In the post-independence Kenya, most of the community projects were fundraised for. The fund is talked about, the grant for the districts, existed merely on paper. Most of the funds did not reach the community level. So the MPs felt pressured to have a CDF that will bring monies closer to the people. It was the first ambassador of devolution. It is the John the Baptist of the devolution that we have today. So as we sit here, we are discussing a fund that was entrenched into law in 2003 before the 2010 Constitution was promulgated and brought the new breath of the devolution. So today, there has been several high court orders that have claimed, I don't know if claimed is the word, claimed that the CDF is unconstitutional.
Are you implying that this idea is outdated?
As it is now, this idea is outdated.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because we have the devolution now that can do everything the CDF is doing. Mm-hmm. The problem is we did not, as it is now, we did not devolve all functions to the county government. President Ruto and the former opposition leader, Raila Odinga, have alluded to this in the past, and it is the truth. We did not devolve all functions to the county governments. To today, we are still discussing functions that are supposed to be carried out by county governments that are still domiciled at state departments and ministries of the national government. Why? Because they have not funded devolution enough. The devolution we have today is funded to a tune of around 330 billion, or is it 370? They have increased that to around 410 billion. Is that enough? Counties are getting, is it 15% or 35% of the funds that we raise as a country? Is that enough? The national government has for a long time held on to the lion's share of the revenue we raise in this country. That is a situation that is untenable. As we move forward, we need to fund devolution more, probably to a tune of 50%. What is it that the national government is doing that the county governments cannot do? They have proven that they can work, save for the corruption cases that we have that are still prevalent in the national government itself. So we need to devolve more functions and more funds to the county government, because the idea of devolution that started with CDF is a revolutionary idea, and we need to follow it through. I cannot imagine a Kenya where all the funds remained with the national government, and that we would have to beg and plead with the president for development projects across Kenya, because that is exactly the same thing our MPs are doing. And
Mulamba,
it is,
Mulamba,
by the way,
yes or no, for purposes of this discussion. So you're saying save the NG-CDF, but take it to the counties. Is that what you're saying?
Pardon?
For the sake of this conversation, are you saying save the NG-CDF, but take it to the counties?
Yes, save the money and take it to the counties. We cannot afford to have money get back to the national government. Right. That will be a loss to the Kenyan people.
All right, fair enough. Jerry, have you benefited at any one point, where we say that critically there are these cases, because members of parliament have been making a lot of noise?